Alright, Alters by Kronos going to bring you some more practice matches on Texas Old School. I'm going to show you the first half of the matches I played. I'm not showing the second half because that's what somebody else playing in the tournament, so I don't want to give their little secrets away. But here's a little bit about Texas Old School. It is a brand new format. I absolutely love it, to be honest with you. A lot of people's first instinct was looking at the banner restrictor list going, oh my god, this looks like absolute trash and garbage. But look at that list and you tell me what kind of deck set kind of tapers out. Your hymns, don't need to worry about them. How much fun is that format now where you don't have to worry about having 4 hymns main deck with a mind twist and a bunch of other crazy stuff, and you end up losing the game before you get to play. It's fun when you do it to other people, but not fun when it happens to you. So this format is basically to try and restrict the deck and some other types. Now, everything will have to adapt. I'm actually playing an adapted deck, which I will have a deck tech about, and tell you the only difference between Brian's deck and mine. This is Brian's creation, not my creation. I did not create this deck. The deck has always been Brian's deck, and he gave me this list. I only have one card different. I will go over it with the deck tech with you, and you'll see it in the video. Brian's version is probably a lot better. I just did not have the card. So I ended up putting something else in that I've seen you guys and the deck lovers play. So here's a little bit about this. We're going to watch a little bit of the Four Horsemen intro because Texas Old School is related to Four Horsemen. So enjoy the intro.
Greetings, old school magic players, and welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Alright, so as always, if you hear my little guy in the background, he is playing. This is Travis and me. Yes, Jason. Again, if there's anything you want to know, just let me know. But otherwise, hopefully a little bit of that helped out. Four Horsemen has a lot of information on their website. It is a very chill group. There's always a little here and there, but that's called life. But we have a very great group of people that play with us, and once in a while, some legends come in and play along with us too, which is fun. So I'm only pausing here because I'm going to show you how we do a lot of things in Four Horsemen, and it's not going to take up a lot of your time. But I am going to play it right from here, so you will notice we have them laid out. We are not picking. It is a random dice roll, and that's how things go, and it is 6 piles because we don't like people stacking decks. And yes, if you ever do watch close enough and you look at the angle they're shuffling on, a lot of times online you'll catch a lot of cheaters shuffling their decks. So that's kind of the little glimpse there, and we're going to fast forward a little bit now. Alright, here we go. So I think the first part of this video was against like a Troll Disco, but I believe it's Splash Blue also. Yep. So it's a red, black, and blue Troll Disco, and I'm playing Brian Weissman's The Deck. The only difference with this is I was testing 2 cards, so I had a flash counter in it just to see what all this hype for flash counter was about. I enjoyed it a little bit, but there's times it was a dead card, and I'm not into any cards that are dead, so I ended up cutting it like Brian and not playing it. I did play Hive and 1 Scepter. I didn't draw my Scepter like ever, but I'm sticking with Brian's version, playing 2 Scepters main deck and no Hive at all. I have the Hive in my sideboard, replacing a mana short. Brian's has a mana short. I somehow did not have a mana short, so I couldn't play it. And yes, this is like my 4th deck, so these are proxies. So there's a real quick strip of my end to try and keep them off of Troll Disco while I drew into some cards and gained a little bit of control. I'm not too worried about holding the strip mine back because we don't have libraries, and a lot of these non-basics are one-offs. So now we have a disc and a troll. So he has Troll Disco online. And if you're not a huge control player, you're probably thinking, oh boy, Travis has really got an edge here. I'm going to throw down a tower. And I believe I pass here, but I was also thinking, because I know I have plow in my hand, I have disenchant in my hand, I have a bunch of stuff in my hand. Yep, there's a plow. So I figured I'll just remove the troll now. I don't want him untapping and getting double blue and taking control of that before I do, because I do see he has blue, so my fear was getting counters magic online for him if he played it at all. Alright. I only have 4 in hand, so I do not have the ability to gain life. There's actually my one-off factory. And the pass. There's a sinkhole. Taking away my blue source. There's a swing for 2. Now, before we hammered out this entire deck, I ended up having 1 Bayou because I was thinking I was going to be short on black. I learned very quickly I am not. So I took the single Bayou out and I put a second island in this deck. It's 2 islands and 1 Plains main. There's another blue source. And I'm going to recall. Pitch in a land. Take a wild guess what I'm going for, and I will play the swords and remove the hippie. We were laughing about it so much that he forgot to remove it, so in a second he'll realize that it's actually gone. And there he went to use it. He's like, oh wait, that's right, you're not here. Alright, so we have an untapped upkeep. Alright, so here's the draw. Sorry about that. Had to help my little guy for a quick second. And there's the demonic tutor. I'll fast forward this part for you. There it is. We're going to do a demonic tutor for ancestral recall. I'm going to start shooting in the piles. Normally we do 6, but Travis and I played each other for a long time. We know we're not cheating and nothing crazy is going on, so we're going to make it quick there. I would love to get a camera that is not so straight down, but I cannot afford it at the moment, so I know a few people mention that. I apologize for the angle. Alright, so there's the pass. I'm going to start separating my stuff out here. I usually don't pay much attention to my own screen up here, so I was trying to find the best ways to keep everything in view and still have some room on the map. You'll notice it's a quick pass, so the control aspect's already there. The sinkhole's gone, the hippie's gone, the disc is for the most part pointless at this point. I did attack with the factory to try and see, and I did draw that bolt out. But we were kind of joking around and laughing, but there's the flash counter. That's the reason I kind of drew it out, but he had 2 bolts. So I actually don't mind that, but this is where I came to the conclusion. I'm not really fond of flash counter. And watching myself play a little bit, I probably shouldn't have attacked with the factory, but I was actually trying to get him to blow off that disc. Looks like I'm checking the colors here. There, playing my land. And this is where I probably done something I shouldn't have. I did play a Sarah Angel. He's going to counter the Sarah, and I'm going to counter it back. So the reason I say this is Sarah is really a finisher. It's not meant to kill people early like this. That's why there's only 2 in this deck if you're going to watch a deck tech. But this is exactly why. I did do it to blow the disc off. You'll see why in a few turns. It sounds kind of odd, but I was trying to learn why we don't play Sarah early so I can understand it better. And my son's there. See him yelling at me? I shouldn't have played the Sarah. But again, these were test games. I wanted to pressure test a little bit to see what happens if my Sarahs are gone and what options do I got. So there's another hippie. Again, that flash counter was pointless, but there's another plow. I'm going to end up time walking to try and take an extra turn here, just to draw some more cards. I know I have regrowth left, so I can always regrowth it and take care of that later. Let's see what he's going to do now. Tapping for 3. We got another hippie. Alright. I got past to my turn. I did untap, upkeep, draw. I decided to shoot off the Wrath of God because at this point I see I'm not really going to need it. So I would probably end up sideboarding Wrath of God out in this case. It says to recall on that end, but I did answer with a library, but it's a Sullivan library. Because if you did not read, Library of Alexandria is banned in this format. There's a Chaos Orb. I'm not worried about the Chaos Orb at all. I was actually waiting for him to answer, and he decided not to and passed turn. So you'll see me kind of sitting with the Sullivan library cards there off to the side. And you'll see my hand in the middle of the table. The reason I do that is so I'm not sitting down there and sliding extra cards in my hand and putting unnecessary cards back on top. I try and do everything I can to make it, very obvious that my hand never really leaves the table unless I'm in the middle playing my turn. Mainly because I can't remember the order all my cards are in. Sometimes I do, but most of the times I don't. So I took care of the library. This is just a quick back and forth. Nothing crazy going on here. Again, these are test games. I have an incredible amount of control in my hand. I am not worried about anything at the moment. You'll see I already know what's in my hand. I know the answers I'm going to do. So I went through, dug out my spell, plowed it, removed it. I'm not worried about life totals at all. Now it's my turn. My son thinks that's hilarious. Okay, there's another plow on the hippie. He's up to 29 life. Looks scary, doesn't it? Anyone who plays the deck knows that it really doesn't matter how much life your opponent has. They technically usually lose in the end anyway. I'm going to take some life, draw an extra card. I do main deck Mirror Universe in here. Again, this is not my creation, this is Brian's creation. He is kind enough to give me all the information and let me play it out for the very first time in the very first tournament for Texas Old School. So I am super blessed and excited, and I want to thank Brian from every part of my heart. And I actually get to test a deck created by Brian out in a format for the very first time before anyone else in the world did. I think that's pretty cool. So here's a flip with the orb. We're going to land on a book. I'm really not stressing the book much. I love the book. I know how powerful it is, but with the deck the way this is designed, it's not designed around the book being 3 copies or 4 copies and drawing your entire deck. It's not necessary in most cases. Filtering the top 3 cards is great. Again, I do play Mirror Universe, so I already know that a lot of his bolts are out. A lot of his damage is gone. A lot of the creatures are gone. He's starting to run out of options really fast. So I'm not really worried about my life total, because I'm more than happy to switch lives with him and finish him off. My son's laughing at me. Let's see what we got here. I have plenty of mana. What do you think I'm tapping all that mana for? It ain't a Mind Twist, because that's banned. So there it is, Brain Geyser. So I'm going to draw all my cards. Fast forward this a little bit here for you. Alright, there we go. So there's that bayou I ended up taking out. Now that became a second basic island. Now there's a regrowth. I have a lot of targets to choose. I don't remember exactly what I chose. I actually had to look at my hand again there and remember exactly what was in there. So now I'm going through the graveyard to find out what I'm targeting. He thought I was going to go for an Ancestral Recall right away. I don't believe I did. Can't remember if I decided on a plow or a counter spell. I was going through percentages, realizing that plows are pretty low, so I wanted to get a plow. I did mention it to him. Shame on me for not showing the camera here. There's a troll. There's a counter spell. I don't know why my brain put that Bayou in originally, but I was trying to make up for only having 1 City of Brass, and I was so worried about black mana. I thought I had plenty of blue, which I technically do have the same amount of types, but an extra island is just going to make it that much more resistant to Blood Moon and make it pretty much pointless for Blood Moon decks. It's not going to affect me at all. Now I have plenty of land. I'm not stressing anything here. I have more mana than I can possibly imagine. There's a Sarah Angel. I'm waiting for counter magic or something to come out. I'm also going to Amnesia now that it is gone. There's 2 Dark Rituals out. I'm going to play a Chaos Orb. Now I know he doesn't have anything in his deck at this point that's going to one-shot a Sarah Angel. I should have probably kept an Illusion up. I could have played the Chaos Orb this time, but I felt it's more of a mind game when your opponent's looking down a Sarah Angel, a Chaos Orb, Sylvan Library, and that amount of mana I have with the amount of cards I have. It's mostly a screw someone's mind, showing them that, hey, I don't care if you have 30 life, you're dead and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just going to leave the Sarah and the Chaos Orb out just for show. This is going to be I think this was a pretty quick back and forth at this point. My son is laughing at this game. I'm not sure if it's Travis's dual play mats going on or he's just laughing at me thinking I'm goofy. But right now my plan is basically just to keep all my cards in hand. Yes, I actually do have a second Sarah Angel. I had it this entire time. But I just wanted to keep all the cards in hand as much as possible. Just going to draw the best of the three again. I decided to play the Sarah Angel at this point. I have way more than what I need for control in my hand, so I'm going to speed this game up a little bit. Time lock. I will do a second part to this video. My kid's going crazy over here, laughing and having the best time of his life. So after this, I'm going to go play with my kiddo now that he's looking for a little bit more fun. So I will do a second video. The second video is going to be against the land destruction deck. So it was interesting to play. I really felt, the deck was designed to have a lot of land, so it didn't really affect me at all. There were times I thought it was going to destroy me, and there's just too many mana sources in here. There's a disc. I'm not stressing the disc. I have a disenchant hand, so I can disenchant that as his end step. You see me reach for it right now. I knew it was on top, so there's a quick disenchant. Yes, sometimes my brain actually remembers things. There's a counter spell, but I'll just do another disenchant, and I will keep that counter magic in my hand in case I need it for a Sarah. I'd rather blow 2 disenchants off and finish the game. I'm gonna swing, and that's it. That's all she wrote for that one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this is a quick test game. I hope you have a wonderful day.